Staxlotl.
Swiggity swooty, my little googlies. Today we're going to be talking about a guy named Just a Robot. At the time of this video, he has about 33,000 subscribers, give or take a few hundred.
Wow!
And he makes videos about, stuff. When it comes to his content, he makes a varied, smorgasbord of videos talking about cartoons, SJWs, feminists, and who would win Ben 10 versus Goku versus Superman. And it's all well and good. I really like his style of talking about things. He seems really level-headed, and a lot of his content is hit or miss with the emotions. When it comes to research, he doesn't really do much, but when there's math involved, he really goes all out. Especially when it comes to how many mag cargos would it take to equate the sun's power.
Now I know what some of you might be thinking. What if Magmar was made out of plasma? Well, the good news is we have everything we need to do the math. Magmar's weight is roughly 120 pounds, and his temperature is roughly 18,000 degrees Fahrenheit. After me and Professor Dreadlock did a bunch of complicated math stuff, Magmar's destructive force came out to be 4.117 times 10 to the 8th power joules of energy. Let's put that in perspective. A 1 megaton explosion has the destructive force of 4.184 times 10 to the 15th power joules of energy. The nuclear bomb known as Little Boy had a destructive force of over 2 megatons. Basically, it would take about 20 million Macargos made out of plasma to equal that level of destruction. If you want to see our work, it will be down in the description.
Jesus Christ, not even I would be willing to do all that. He does reply videos as well, but it's more or less people who kind of don't understand the topic he was talking about. So replies are pretty much him re-emphasizing what he said earlier, because a lot of the people who make replies on him don't really seem to understand or watch his video entirely. Now, when it comes to backgrounds, it's varied. It's usually on the topic that he's talking about, if not just a custom snapshot of a bedroom or some city in the background. Nothing that really takes away from the viewer's attention, which can be a really good thing. His character is literally just a robot. It's as basic as you can get, a humanoid robot with some wires sticking out of his neck and his back of his head. And when he gets mad, he has little sparks coming out of his face, which is a nice touch. Overall, the aesthetic of his character is really smooth and pleasing to the eye, and overall really hard to hate considering what his content's about. Probably the most entertaining videos he has are defining the political undertones when it comes to cartoons such as the Powerpuff Girls. And not a lot of people really seem to do that. They just talk about the cartoon as a whole and not about the political undertones of things like The Amazing World of Gumball. A lot of his videos average in at about 12 minutes, give or take the outliers of 30 minutes doing streams or large rants on things that he really seems to care about. Goku versus Superman versus Ben 10. Outside of the occasional intro joke, his editing is pretty basic. It's just his OC sprite talking, then clip to what he's talking about, then clip back to his OC sprite reacting. Nothing too complicated, but I do feel like he could kind of improve on it, adding a little background flair or mixing the two together from time to time. And now to get on to the bad things about Just a Robot. His intro is kind of ear-rapey, and if you're not prepared, you're gonna go deaf for the first few seconds of his videos. Not to say that it's a bad thing and it kind of adds a big boom and brings your attention to the video playing, maybe just tone it down just a little bit. That's all I'm really asking. Another thing being his robot voice, which is both a good thing and a bad thing. It's a good thing because it fits with his character, and that's completely fine, but it takes away from all of his big reaction and all of the emotion he kind of puts into some of the things he says.
So it's bad for Pikachu Gamer 64 to complain about someone using Spiconia, but it's a-okay for you to complain about me using a robot voice. You're such a hypocrite. I noticed that a lot of commentators do this. They complain about someone else making an homonym attack, but then they turn around and do it themselves. Also, your voice is not the best either, and I'm not the only one who thinks so.
Pros, it fits the character, and it's kind of different. Cons, it takes away from most of his bigger reactions in his videos. Not that I'm saying it's a bad thing altogether, but kind of a little con there. Overall, he's a pretty good YouTuber, and I don't see why he doesn't have a bigger audience. He's great to listen to, he's aesthetically pleasing with his character, and the content he makes is varied and very enjoyable. Overall, I give Just a Robot an 8 out of 10. Gotta fix that robot voice, man, but what do I know? I'm just a depressed axolotl.